You've got the chance to invest in a company right at the beginning, before it skyrockets. Sounds thrilling, right? But wait, is an IPO really the golden ticket to wealth, or is there a hidden trap waiting to swallow your hard-earned money? By the end of this video, you'll know the ins and outs of IPOs, and whether they deserve a spot in your 20s investment game plan. Let's dive in. Before starting, like and subscribe to IPO for knowledge. Act 1. What is an IPO? So, what exactly is an IPO, or initial public offering? Well, think of it as the debut of a company on the stock market. It's like a band's first concert. It's all about making a splash and raising capital. When a private company goes public, it sells shares to outside investors for the first time. But here's where it gets interesting. This can feel like a lottery ticket. It's got that thrill, that buzz. Everyone wants a piece of a company that could become the next Amazon or Tesla. But remember, that buzz can also be a double-edged sword. Ever bought a concert ticket because of the hype, only to realize the band wasn't really that good? Yeah, IPOs can feel a lot like that sometimes. Act 2. Advantages and disadvantages of IPOs in your 20s. Now, let's talk about the real meat, the advantages and disadvantages of IPOs, especially if you're in your 20s. Here's the exciting part. IPOs can be a massive opportunity for those who have time on their side, like you. They give you a chance to buy into a company at an early stage. If the company takes off, your investment could grow significantly. Imagine getting in on Apple in the 1980s. That's the dream, right? But don't let that dream cloud your judgment. Cliffhanger. The excitement of being an early investor can lead to some serious FOMO, fear of missing out. And here's where the risk comes in. Because for every successful IPO, there are plenty of flops. Remember WeWork's IPO disaster? Yeah, it's not always a success story. You see, IPOs are often volatile. Prices can soar high in the first few days, only to drop like a rock when reality kicks in. And for those of us in our 20s, putting a large chunk of our savings into a company that might tank can be, well, let's just say, not ideal. But what if I told you there's a smarter way to navigate this IPO maze? Stay with me, we're getting to that. Act 3. Is an IPO right for you? So, should you jump on the IPO train or let it pass by? Here's where it comes down to strategy. If you've got a solid financial base, meaning an emergency fund, zero credit card debt, and a diversified portfolio, then maybe you can afford to take a calculated risk on an IPO. It's like adding a bit of spice to your investment meal. But if you're thinking about betting your rent money on a hyped IPO, here's the reality check. It's a risky move. Instead, focus on building a balanced portfolio first. Use IPOs as a small part of your investment, not the main dish. Think of them like dessert, enjoyable but not the substance of your diet. Are you a dessert before dinner type of person? Because if you are, IPOs might be extra tempting, but that doesn't make them any less risky. To wrap it up, IPOs can be a thrilling way to jump into the stock market, but they're not a get-rich-quick scheme. They require research, patience, and a clear understanding of your financial goals. Want to learn a clever strategy that could make loans work for you instead of against you? Check out my next video on how to get rich with a loan, right here on the end screen. Make smart choices, stay wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. If you like the video, then like, subscribe, share.